Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome to my Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Plus unboxing. So, if you guys don't know, a long time ago, I bought Binding of Isaac 4 Souls. I unboxed it on the channel, I got it as a Kickstarter thing, and it came with a whole bunch of stuff as well as some cards that you can only get through the Kickstarter. So, I got that, and well, I mentioned during my tapeworm video when I did that unboxing that I was needing to get the expansion, and I kind of have just been sitting on it for forever. So I finally bought the expansion shortly after I made that video, and it came in the mail. So we're going to be unboxing this today. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. I'm assuming just go through, read all the different effects for the cards, and then just go from there. I have no idea how long that's going to take me, but I'm willing to just go through it and just take however long it takes to go through all the different cards that are in here. So without further ado, let's get it open. Okay, so before I actually do the unboxing itself, I just want to show off the box here. So first and foremost, we got Isaac on the front side with the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Plus logo. It also seems to be a running theme that Edmund just kind of names the next expansion. He just names the expansion Plus. He did that with Binding of Isaac. He named it Afterbirth Plus. He created the Afterbirth DLC. Then he created the Afterbirth Plus DLC, which was which built on the original Afterbirth DLC, and then added a whole bunch of new stuff. And now he's doing it with his card game, 4 Souls Plus, which is the same game, but it's the same base game, but it adds a bunch of new cards to the mix that are going to be helpful in basically expanding the game and enabling you to play with however you want, and getting a bunch of new items that weren't in the original base game, as well as some new characters that weren't in the original base game. And also, I just want to show off. I showed off Isaac already, but on the reverse side we've got, I'm assuming, Demon Isaac, I think either Demon Isaac or Azazel, or no, it's not Azazel because his horn would be broken. I'm pretty sure it's just Demon Isaac, but yeah, now we're gonna open the actual box itself. So it's shrink wrapped, which is going to be there they are. I remember having scissors and I never actually brought them back downstairs, so I had the foresight to actually do something with that. I had the foresight to realize I would need them again in the future, and I just kept them. So, there's that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut it open with these, though. There we go. Okay, I figured it out. I just cut it on an angle. If this works... Yes! Aha! Alright. Alright. And now I'm assuming I'm just gonna have to open the cards, and do it that way. Yeah, it's very tight, very hard to get open. If I can, it is very tight. Then again, it is packed to the gills with cards, so I'm not entirely surprised. It's definitely difficult to get open. Can I get it open? Yes. Okay. And now we are getting into the cards. Alright. Alright, well, there's a lot of cards I'm gonna need to go through. Let's see. Let's just start from the beginning. Okay, the player cards are in the very back, so I should probably start with the... I'll start with the monster cards that I got first. I'll do that, and then we'll go onward. Okay, so we got the Flaming Hopper. I don't know what it does. Flaming Hopper. This takes no damage on an attack roll of 6. So you literally need to roll... Okay, so this thing only has 1 health and 2 attack, but you literally need to roll a 4 or a 5 to be able to kill it. So that's interesting. You're not going to be able to fight that. You're not going to be able to fight that directly. That's interesting. Alright, we got a penny. Gain 1 cent. That's helpful. You need money to actually win the game, so... Gaining 1 cent isn't particularly difficult, and any penny, a penny saved is a penny earned, basically. In Binding of Isaac 4 Souls, any pennies you can get will help you get store items which you need to actually upgrade your character so you can actually play the game. We got a couple of these actually. We got another penny, Same thing. 2 cents. Gain 2 cents is the same principle, but you get 2 cents instead of 2 pennies instead of 1. Another 2 cents. Another 2 cents. 3 cents. Same principle, but with 3. 3 cents. 3 cents. Okay, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be. 3 cents. 4 cents. 4 cents. 4 cents. Same principle. 4 cents. 4 cents. Ooh, a nickel. Okay, so a nickel. So how the nickels work is that they're 5 cents. I think that should be obvious. Anybody who knows how money works knows that that's how a nickel works. Bomb. Deal 1 damage to a monster or player. It's about to go off. I kind of sort of brought this up, but I didn't really show off any of the cards, did I? I don't remember if I did, but the bomb. Deal 1 damage to a monster or player. Basically, you can use this to attack a monster or player. That could be useful for the red hopper, for the flaming hopper, which only has 1 health, so that could be helpful. A dice shard. Force a player to re-roll any dice roll, which that can be helpful. That can be helpful. Take this. Take this. You can re-roll. So have somebody re-roll it. Say they have a bad roll, or you just want to screw over your friends. That's useful. This is what that's useful for. You can use that. Little battery. Recharge an item. That's useful if you want to recharge a battery. These are all loot cards, by the way. Loot cards. You play them on your turn. That's what they do. Butterbean cancels the effect of an item of an active item or loot card being played. So you can play an item that somebody has bought, or you can use it on the loot card, which will negate the effects. So that's pretty useful. Per throw. Destroy an item in play, then replace it with the top card of the treasure deck. So basically, Oh, I get it. I think so. Destroy an item. You use this to replace one of your items with whatever's on the top of the treasure deck. So basically, you can either help or hinder somebody with that. That could be potentially helpful. Answers. Look at the top 4 cards of any deck and put them back in any order. So basically, you can just look at the top of the deck and reshuffle it. Basically, Black Rune. Ooh, Black Rune has a unique effect to it. It's good. Okay, so this is one of these roll cards. You roll a card on this, and then that causes it to change. That causes it to take one of these following effects. If you roll a 1 to 2, you deal 1 damage to all active monsters. 3 to 4, destroy an item in play and replace it with the top card of their treasure deck. All right. 5 to 6, discard your hand, then loot 3. Okay, that could be potentially fun to play with. You would need some time, but you would need to just kind of be careful with it, because you need to know how to roll it. But none of those effects are bad. You can use those to your advantage. However, Tapeworm. Each time you miss an attack, deal 1 damage to another player. Ooh, that's fun. So, also Tapeworm, again, it's an item in the game, and it's also a playable character, and a couple of other things that I have in here. So, yeah, that could be helpful. So, if you miss an attack, it's a trinket, by the way, so you can't get rid of it. But if you use this, you will deal damage to another player if you miss an attack against a monster, which can be mean. Basically, you can use that to pick on your friends should you miss. That's helpful. AAA battery, another trinket we got. At the end of your turn, roll 1 to 3, nothing. 4 to 6, recharge an item. Okay, so this has a chance. So this just has a chance to recharge an item, and it's like a 50-50 chance because you have to roll a dice. And if you have a 1 to a 3, it does nothing. So yeah, that could be potentially fun to play with. Poker chip. All right. The first time you would gain cent on your turn, roll 1 to 3, only gain 1 cent. 4 to 6, gain double the amount. Okay, I think I get it. I think I get it. Depending, whatever you get as a treasure reward, and again, this is a trinket, but whatever you get as a monetary reward for when you beat a monster or anything else, you would gain cent on your turn. If you would gain money on your first turn, you would roll a dice. If you get a 1 to a 3, you only gain 1 cent of that. But if you get a 4 to a 6, you double that effect. So that could be helpful. Ooh, the left hand. Ooh, each time another player dies, you may recharge an item. That could be fun, especially since there's the whole tapeworm items in there now, where you can pick on where you can basically use one of the active items that you can get from the tapeworm unboxing. If you guys don't remember, I think the Zack cards with that, and you can basically attack a player as a monster with one of them, and that could combo well here with the left hand, because the left hand recharges an active item every time a player dies. So you could effectively use that. You can combine this with a red plug-glotted, I think is what was called the effect. You can combine this with the red plug-glotted and basically attack as many players as you want, and just clean house, I would assume. So yeah, red plug-glotted, that could be useful. That could be useful for comboing with that. You could just, if you got these two cards together, you could be potentially mean with them. That could be fun. All right, pills. Roll. Okay, so we got a pill. We got a couple of pill cards here. Actually, we got 3 pill cards here. Okay, so we got a black pill here. Roll 1 to 2, deal 1 damage to a player. 3 to 4, deal 1 damage to any active monster, or 5 to 6, take 1 damage. So, depending on what you roll, you could either attack something else or attack yourself. But it's a 5 and a 6 that where you attack yourself. So, it may not be as big of a risk. But all right, pills. 1 to 2, reroll 1 of your items. 3 to 4, reroll any item in play. 5 to 6, reroll all of your items. All right, reroll equals destroy an item and replace it with the top deck of the treasure deck. Okay, that's how it works. So if you get a good roll on this, you could potentially redo your entire set. So if you want to, you can just basically start a new game plus with this. You roll a 5. If you're lucky, you can roll a 5 and a 6 and reset your entire build, which could be good or bad depending on how it works. So that could be interesting. And then we got the white pill. Okay, so the white pill is 1 or 2, cancel the effects of any loot card being played. 3 to 4, all other players discard a loot card, or 5 to 6, nothing. So this can either cancel an effect, make every player discard a loot card, or does fuck all. But in any case, it's fine. That could be helpful. I can see that being helpful. Ooh, question mark card. Copy the activated effect of any item in play. So you can basically use this. So basically, if somebody uses an active item on you, you can use this to use their active item on them back. That could be That could be potentially fun. Ooh, a get out of jail card. All right, so other players can't play loot cards or activate items until the end of your turn. Ooh, so you can effectively play this and stop anybody from running their build on you. That could be fun. Ooh, and we got a gold key. What do we got? Okay, so what does the gold key do? The active player may attack the monster deck at any number of times this turn. Ooh. So this could just this is just you play this, and so basically if you want to help whoever's currently playing, whoever's turn it currently is, you can play this, and then they can attack the monster deck however many times they want until they die. So that could be fun. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, sucker. When this dice, it deals 1 damage to all players. So, okay, 1. So it's got 1 damage, and it has 1 HP. So it's not particularly threatening, but it's also got a 3+ on it. So you have to roll a 3 or more to be able to kill this thing, and it enables you to loot 1. But if it dies, it attacks everything. So be careful with that. Ooh, Roundy. Each time this deals damage, it also deals 1 damage to all active monsters. Ooh. So if you fight this thing, you could kill a monster with this. You could kill a monster just by fighting it. It doesn't really matter. Although it will kill you, so maybe not the best idea, but it's got 4+ and 3 health, and it's got 2 damage. So this will likely kill you if you don't have any health or attack upgrades. That could potentially be mean. And also we got another flaming hopper. All right, so we can have multiple cards in here. We got another flaming hopper. This one pays out 4 cents. And then we got the Globin. Okay, so the Globin has 4 HP, 1 attack, and a dice roll of 4+. So this is at 1. Roll 1 to 4. This takes 1 damage. 5 to 6. This heals 2. Okay, so this thing can potentially be fought indefinitely because it can heal itself. But if you screw up your roll, it's a 1 to 4. It's a 1 to 4 that takes 1 damage and dies. So you got a 5 to 6. So you got a 2/3 of a chance of it dying. So that's not particularly bad. Bony. 2. Okay, so the Bony's got 2. Got a health HP of 2, an attack of 1, and a 3+ dice roll on it. So each time the attacking player rolls a 1, this gains +2 till the end of its turn. That could be mean. All right, so every time somebody rolls a 1, it gains a +2, and then it just will one-shot you basically if you don't have anything to defend yourself with. Tumor, great. Okay, that's what these are called. They're called tumors? I never knew that. Alright, tumor. 2 HP, 2 attack, 5+ dice roll. Alright, each time this takes damage, it deals 1 damage to all other players. Ooh, so don't attack this. So if you want to screw everybody over, attack this basically. That's what we're establishing here. Alright, that's fine. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, so we're getting into the holy enemies. I believe holy enemies are a new thing that were added with this expansion. So I believe if you want holy enemies, then you want to get the expansion. But basically, okay, so Holy Bony has 1 HP and 1 attack and a +3 dice roll. When any player rolls a 6, they may look at the top 3 cards of any deck and put them back in any order. So on a roll of 6, this thing will enable you to look at the top cards of any deck. That's helpful. The holy enemies, that's what they do. They have beneficial effects when you do certain things while fighting them. So that could be helpful. Holy Mulligan. It's got a little angel crawling out of its eye, which is a little bit creepy, but okay. 1, 3+, and 1. When this dies, expend the number of active monsters by 2. You may attack an additional time this turn. Woo! Okay, that's fun. And now we're getting into cursed enemies. Cursed enemies are the exact opposite. So 3, 4, and 1. 3 health, 4 dice roll, and 1 attack. Okay. When any player rolls a 4, all players take 1 damage. Ooh, that could be mean. Cursed Globin. Alright, Cursed Globin. This is what it looks like. 3 HP, 4 dice roll, and 1 attack. When any player rolls a 3, all active monsters heal 2. Ooh, that could be mean. That is very mean. Swarmer. I have seen these, but I have no idea what they are. This is the Swarmer, by the way. This is what it does. This is what it looks like. This is what it does. I've seen these, but I never knew what they were called. Alright, Swarmer. 4 HP, 3 dice roll, and 2 attack. When this dies, expand the number of active monsters by 2. Okay, so it does the same thing that the holy enemy does, but it gives out 1 treasure. That's helpful. The Brain. We got a Brain. Okay, so the Brain. Plus 2 HP, 3 dice roll, and 1 attack. Each time the attacking player rolls a 6, they take 1 damage, so don't roll a 6 when it's attacking this thing. Okay, that's easy. Nerve Ending. I have never heard a nerve endings before. Okay, nerve endings have... Okay, so this is the nerve ending. It has 1 HP, 4 HP, 2 dice roll, and 1 attack. But it doesn't have an effect. It just gives you 3 cents. Strain every nerve to force your way in through the narrow gate. For many, I tell you, will seek to enter, and those will not be able to. Luke 13:24. So that's a Bible reference, because everything in Binding of Isaac is a Bible reference. Holy Chest. All right. I already can tell what this does. I'm gonna hold it so you guys can see the effects. It gives you a soul if you roll a 6, so that could be helpful. Okay, so if you get this, roll 1 to 2, prevent the next 2 damage done to you this turn. You may attack an additional time this turn. 3 to 5, gain 7 cents. 6, this becomes a soul. Okay, that could be potentially helpful. Oh. Okay, so... Well, the spike chest just seems mean. Okay, so... This is the spike chest. The spike chest literally has all of its effects. You take 1 damage regardless of what you roll. But if you roll a 3 to a 4, you loot 1. If you roll a 5 to a 6, you gain 1 treasure. So... Basically, you get a reward regardless, but... Well, you get a reward if you roll a 3 to a 6, but it will hurt you for 1 damage, so be careful with that one. Alright, troll bombs! Troll bombs! We got troll bombs. Take 2 damage. That's helpful. Head trauma. Oh. Was this a head? Okay, so head trauma, discard 2 lead cards. This is what the card looks like, by the way. It looks about what you would expect a card named Head Trauma to look like. That's what basically it. Angel Room. I've never seen an Angel Room before. Okay, so Angel Rooms. This is the Angel Room. But in any case, yeah, I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever encountered an Angel Room in the Binding of Isaac, so we'll see. We'll see how this works. Roll. 1, gain +2 treasure. 2 to 3, gain 1 treasure. 4 to 6, loot 2. So, you want to roll a 1 to get the best possible odds with this. You want to roll a 1 and you will gain 2 treasure. Alright. Ooh. Boss Rush. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Reveal cards off the top of the monster deck. So you reveal 2 boss monster cards. Put them into active piles and the rest in discard. You must attack one of those 2 cards this turn. Okay, so basically, just pull until you get 2 boss monsters, and then you have to fight one, which could speed up the game. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that could potentially speed up the game a little bit because you need to fight monsters to be able. You need to fight boss monsters to be able to get enough souls to move on, but sometimes the boss monsters are hard to find, so this will just enable you to skip all that and go straight for the throat. So that could be potentially fun. All right. And now we've got a curse. This is how curses work. Curse of Impulse. When revealed, give this curse to any player. At the end of your turn, deactivate all of your active items and character cards. When you die, discard this. Alright, so basically what this does is you give this to a player and they basically are forced to deactivate all of their active items and character cards. So basically it just resets all of their stuff, I think. How is that a curse? Deactivate all of your active items and character cards. So it would just reset everything? Oh wait, can you not use it after your turn? I don't know. That one seems weird to me. I don't really understand how that one is supposed to work. Curse of Bloodlust. Fun. That looks fun. When revealed, give this curse to any player. You must attack on your turn if able. Okay, so basically you have to attack a monster every turn. That could combo well with the boss rush thing. So you could just give that to somebody and then they have to fight a monster, which in turn will enable them to actually get a soul. And speaking of boss monsters, here's one. The Widow. And as I said, the Widow gives out a soul if you defeat the Widow and every other boss monster except what is it? Every boss monster except for Delirium gives out a soul. All of them give out souls, and then there's super hard bosses which give out 2 souls. There's only like 3 or 4 of them in the entire deck, so it's not a big deal. You're less likely to counter them, but you want to fight them if they do show up, because while they are difficult, they also enable you to get to the win condition faster. So you definitely want to fight those. All right. Widow, 3 HP, 4 dice roll, 1 attack. Their confidence hangs by a thread. They are leaning on a spider's web. Job 814. Okay, so this just gives you a loot 2 and a soul, so that could be helpful. Dingle! Oh, that's Dingle. I believe Dingle is a new thing. It's a new boss that was added with the expansion. I believe. I haven't found him in the deck. If so, but if he is, but I don't think he is. Okay, Dingle. And 3 HP, 3 dice roll, and 1 attack. Each time this takes damage from an active player, roll. 1 to 2, you take 1 damage. 3 to 4, all players take 1 damage. 5 to 6, this takes 1 damage. So basically, it's a crapshoot as to whether it takes bonus damage when it gets hit, and then it'll just randomly attack people if it does take damage, which could be potentially mean if you're trying to fight it. And we got Blast Assist. I have never fought one of these. I don't think. Blast Assist. 5 for 5 at HP, for dice roll, 1 attack. When this dies, expend the number of monsters by 2. You may attack the monster deck an additional time. So, okay, this just expands my monster deck. And Monstro 2 I know is the new one. Monstro 2 is here. Monstro 2 is right here, and I know he's the new one. Okay, Monstro 2. 5 HP, 4 dice roll, 1 attack. Each time this deals damage to the attacking player, roll. 1 to 3, deal 1 damage to the player to your right. 4 to 6, deal 1 damage to the player to your left. So basically, if it deals damage to the current attacking player, it will just attack a random player to the right or left. So basically 2 people take damage every time this thing attacks. That is mean, actually. That is very mean. The Fallen. Here's the Fallen. Here's the artwork for the Fallen. 4 HP, 5 dice roll to attack. When this dies, look at the top 5 cards of the monster deck and put them back in any order. Okay, so it shuffles, and then it gives you a treasure and a soul. Krampus! Okay, oh. Alright, Krampus. Okay, 4 HP, Krampus is here, but this is Krampus, by the way. This is his boss card. 4 HP, 4 dice roll, and 2 attack. When this is active, each player must attack it during their turn if able. So basically it's just a punching bag. That's what its effect is. It's just a punching bag. You attack it. You basically anything and if it's on the board, you're attacking it that turn until it eventually dies. So it's literally just a punching bag. Okay, that's funny. Although it can kill you if you're not careful, but be careful. And this is what I was talking about earlier. We have got Isaac. He is a super boss. He has 7 HP, 3 dice roll, and 1 attack. Each time this takes damage from an attack, deal 1 damage to the player of your choosing. Okay, so basically it just damages a character every turn, another player every turn, and it gives out 2 soul. It also has 7 HP, so fighting it is going to be a slog if you're not careful. Alright, we've also got Headless Horseman. Here's Headless Horseman. So it's got 3 HP, 3 dice roll, and 2 attack. The first time this would die each turn, prevent death. It instead heals +2 and gains +1 and -1 until the end of the turn. Okay, so it gains so when it dies, it has less health, but it's a lot harder to kill now. It has less health and attack, but it gets a lot harder to kill. If it would die, it just heals for 2. So every time it dies each turn, it would gain +2. And since the boss monsters are reset every time you lose to them anyway, basically it won't die very easily. You have to hit it 5 times to be able to kill it, but it does get weaker as you fight it, so that's helpful. And here we have another super boss. We've got Mom's Heart, 8 HP. Here's Mom's Heart, 8 HP for dice roll and 2 attack. When a player gains this soul card, end the game. Oh. Choose a player with the most souls or tied for the most, they are the winner. Okay, so this could potentially... So this is just a game over, you win if you fight this thing. Okay, so that makes sense. Mom's Heart is usually the final boss of the game. In most playthroughs, usually when you get to Mom's Heart, that's how the game ends. You very rarely move on from that. You fight it the most times of any boss in the game, so makes sense. So basically, if it dies and it gives you +2 and you have an advantage, that's when the game ends. It just counts up whatever souls you have left, and that's how it ends. Alright. And speaking of attack rolls, Polyphemus. +2. Monsters you attack gain +1. Okay, that's the trade-off. You gain +2, but they gain a +1 to their dice roll. So that could be potentially mean. The Wiz. All monsters you attack gain a +1 dice roll. Okay, here's the Wiz. Each time, I'm just gonna show it to you so I don't think you guys actually saw it, but each time you deal damage to a monster with an attack roll, also deal 1 damage to another player, monster, or active monster or player. Okay, that can be. So basically, you just kill whatever. That's fun. All right, Euthanasia. Okay, here it is. Euthanasia. Each time you roll the same number twice in a row while attacking, kill the monster you are attacking. Okay. So, Euthanasia is literally just, if you roll the same dice roll twice, you kill it, and you kill it automatically. Actually, again, another item that could combo well with the red polyproglotid. You use this, and if you roll the same dice roll twice, you can kill a player outright with it. That could be fun, that could be mean. Okay. Head of the Keeper. Here's the Head of the Keeper. I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is, but each time you deal damage, gain 1. Each time you kill a monster or player, gain 2. Okay, so you gain money. So you gain money by fighting people, and if you kill them, you gain more money. That's just a vicious cycle of gaining money. I'm all for it. Cursed Eye. Oh boy, Cursed Eye. I do not like this item at all. And I've already said what it is. It's kind of the worst card in the game. Actually, it's the worst item in the Binding of Isaac in general, because the way it works is that if you get hit, forces you to charge your attack, and if you get hit while charging your attack, you're warped out of the room, and it resets that room. So it's very a risk reward. You shouldn't use it, kind of thing. Cursed Eye. Each time you roll a 6 while attacking, gain +3 for that attack roll. If you roll a 1, cancel the attack and end your turn. So, yeah, it's still garbage, basically. You have a chance of gaining a +3 for that attack roll if you manage to roll a 6. But if you roll a 1, it ends your turn outright, and you don't get to fight the monster anymore. So basically, this thing is a crapshoot as to whether or not it's actually useful, which is in keeping with how it works in The Binding of Isaac. And that's kind of bullshit. I don't like that item in general, but that card sounds terrible because 2/3 of the time it's not going to do anything, and 1/6 of the time it's going to give you an advantage, and the other 6 of the time it's going to just end your turn outright. So that doesn't seem like it's going to be worth having. Mom's Eyeshadow. Each time another player attacks, you may choose which active monster they attack. Okay, so basically this item is like, you get to choose what their pain is. You get to choose what monster they fight that turn. That could be helpful for fighting Krampus, actually, because Krampus forces you to fight an active monster regardless, so you can just be like, no, I'm not going to fight that. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to fight something I actually like. That's helpful. All right, Lard. Lard is just a +2, and each time you take damage, discard a loot card. Okay. So basically, every time you take damage, you lose part of your hands. That may or may not be helpful depending on who you are. Rubber Cement. Here's Rubber Cement. Okay, so Rubber Cement. Each time you miss an attack, roll 1 to 3, deal 1 damage to a monster or player. 4 to 6, nothing. So basically, you get it. So basically, if you miss an attack, you get a chance to use this and attack anyway. But it's only a chance. So I don't know. That could be helpful. PhD, you may add or subtract from any of your non-attack rolls. Okay, that's the PhD. So you can basically, if there's an attack roll where it would do something, or it would do nothing, you can use this. Actually, that would combo well with Cursed Eye now that I think about it, because if you do roll a 1, you can just add an attack to the dice roll and roll a 2, and then it does nothing. And if you roll a 5 or you can add it and roll a 6. So PhD works well with Cursed Eye. That's not something I thought I would ever be saying. Cursed Eye is useful under the right circumstances. That is not something I thought I would ever be saying. Okay, so we got Telepathy for Dummies. Here we go. Telepathy for Dummies. At the start of your turn, roll. You may use the results of that roll to the next dice roll you make. You may use the result of that roll to the next dice roll you make this turn. So basically, you roll at the start, and if it's good, and if it's a really good roll, you can use that on whatever monster you're fighting that turn. That could be helpful. Basically, that serves as your attack roll for that turn. So, and you may or may not want to use that. Okay. Daddy Longlegs. Okay, so here's the Daddy Longlegs item. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to a player or monster of your choosing. So it just attacks something. That's all it does. All right. We've got Libra. All right. Okay, so if you charge this, change the result of a dice roll to a 3. So regardless of how you want to actually use this, it will always change the dice roll to a 3 if it's activated. That's funny. That's funny to me. Okay, Abaddon +3. When you take any amount of damage, you die. Okay, so Abaddon is a very risk reward type item. It gives you a +3. It gives you a +3 attack, but if you get hit at all, you die and lose everything, regardless of how much HP you have. So that doesn't really combo well with HP up items. Now that I'm thinking about it, because regardless, you're gonna die. So why would you need any more HP? If you get that, you'll just die. All right, that could be helpful. Okay, Guppy's Eye. I think this is a new item. I don't think I've ever seen this. Guppy's Eye. All other players play with their loot cards face up on the table. Woo! So you can basically see what their cards are. Then again, you already see their builds already, but you can see what loot cards they have, which you're not supposed to show to people. So that could be fun. That could be fun to have. And then what do we got here? Mama Haunt. All right, your character card doesn't recharge at the start of your turn. When you die before paying its penalties, give this card to another player. Okay, so basically, Mama Haunt is it screws you over because your character card doesn't recharge, and then when you at the start of your turn. So you gotta use your character card sparingly if you get this. So that could be potentially mean. And what else do we got? Ooh, Hourglass. All right. When anyone rolls a 2, you may deactivate an item. So you can use this to deactivate any active item that you currently control. That could be fun, but if you have to roll a 2. All right, game-breaking bug. All right, here's the game-breaking bug. But when anyone rolls a 1, you may destroy an item they own and replace it with the top card from the treasure deck. So basically, you can just take their items one by one if they roll a 1. That could be fun. Ooh. Okay, so we got a 1-up. We got the 1-up. If you would die during your turn, destroy this and heal back up to full HP. You may attack an additional time this turn. So this is a 1-use item, but if it does get used, you heal back to full HP. So basically, and then it gives you another chance at attacking. So you can just use this to survive it and attack you otherwise would. But you don't get to keep it, unfortunately, which makes sense. You're losing health. That makes perfect sense. You die and it's used once and then does nothing. All right, Smart Fly. Look at the top of the deck. You activate this one, by the way. Here's Smart Fly. Look at the top card of any deck. You may discard it and replace it back on top. Each time you take damage, you may recharge this. Ooh, so every time you get hit, it just gives you a free chance to look at the top card of any deck and either discard it or place it back on top. That could be depending on if you think it'll be good or not. That's the implied circumstances behind this. You can use that on any deck and then maybe discard them if you don't like them. All right, 2020. This is 2020, by the way. What does it do? Add up to 2 to any attack rolls. So activate it, and then you add 2. Again, that could be helpful. That could be helpful with dice rolls and the such. Rainbow Baby. Here's the Rainbow Baby. I know the Rainbow Baby is just chaos incarnate. It just does a whole bunch of different things, and it's just all the different buddies you can use. Rainbow Baby. Choose 1. You activate it, and then you choose 1. All players loot 1. All players gain 2 cents, and all players take 1 damage. So you can basically either be nice or screw everybody over. You have 3 different effects you can pick. Choose wisely. Magnet. Each time another player gains cents, they must give you 1 cent. Okay, so it's literally a magnet. You just take cents from people. That makes sense. Haha! Funny joke. Okay, what do we got? Distant Admiration. All right. Force another player to give you a loot card or card of their choosing. You must then play that card. All right, so you can take a loot. So if you activate this, they give you the other players have to give you a loot card, which could either help you or hurt you depending on what they want to give you. So, yeah. Ooh, Black Candle. Black Candle is helpful. All right, Black Candle. Activate it. You activate it. That's how it works. Reveal the top 6 cards in the monster deck. Give any cursed cards revealed to the player or players of your choosing. Put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. Red Candle. Here's the Red Candle. Before dice is rolled, say a number. Till the end of turn, each time that number is rolled, deal 1 damage to any monster or player. So you call a number, and then if that number is rolled. So at the end of the turn, each time that number is rolled, deal 1 damage. So, during a person's turn before dice roll, you call a number. If that number is rolled, you deal 1 damage. So that could be helpful or hurtful, depending on how you want to play it. Okay. Mutant Spider. Here's the Mutant Spider. You activate it, and the next time a player would roll a dice, they instead roll 4 dice. You choose 1 as a result of the roll. Okay, so yeah, there was a dice set that was going around. I don't know how to get that. But basically that would combo well with this because you need to roll 4, and that comes with like a whole set of dice with different parameters. So that could be useful. That could be useful with that. And unfortunately, I don't know if they sell it individually. I don't think they do. I think they sell it on the Nicholas website, but they sell it with the base pack, which I already have. So yeah, if you know where to get the dice set, then let me know in the comments. I don't know where to get it. Athame or Athame. Oh, you pay money to use this. Okay, you pay money to use this, but you discard a loot card and then force a player to discard 2 loot cards. Okay. Oh, that's the cost. You discard a loot card and then you make somebody else do the same but worse. All right. Forget Me Now. Alright? Forget Me Now. You use it you destroy it. All players discard a soul card they control of their choosing. Ooh! That could be mean with Eden! That could be mean with Eden! Because if you use this with if you use Eden and he somehow gets to Forget Me Now on his first turn, you could just use that to wreck house. You could just make it so that nobody would ever actually win, because he can grant Eternal to this, and then you could just set it up so that nobody would ever be able to win. You could just do that every turn, every time somebody gains a soul, and then you're the only one gaining souls. That's broken. That's broken as hell. Okay. Divorce papers. All right. Again, another item that will work well with Eden, because it's another item that you destroy when you use it. Destroy this. Destroy this. Choose a player. That player gives you half of their cards, half their sense and loot cards rounded down. Then give you an item they own of their choosing. Oh, that could be mean. You could just steal loot cards and a card from some, and you could steal loot cards and you can steal half their loot cards and money, and then on top of that, you can steal one of their items. So you could just potentially steal people's builds with this. That could, if you have Eden, again, that's mean. And that's why Eden should not be used with destroy items. That's a house rule you should just set for yourself if somebody plays as Eden. If they get an item where you're supposed to destroy it, then pick something else, please. That's not something that should be a thing. Head of Krampus. Again. Roll. Deal 1 or 3 damage. Deal 1 damage to all players. Fall to 6. Deal 1 damage to all active monsters. Okay, so either way, somebody's getting screwed over with this. That could be fun. And now we're in the player cards. We've got Guppy. He's a who? Yeah, Guppy. Guppies all work with the same. All the player characters work the same unless stated otherwise. Guppy here has 2 HP and 1 attack. He starts with 2 HP and 1 attack, and he starts with Infestation, which I haven't found yet. And we have Bumbo. Bumbo again, same thing, but he starts with Bag of Trash. It's dependent on what the item actually is. And we've got Whore of Babylon. Whore of Babylon starts with Gimpy again, 2 HP, 1 attack. Yeah, I think we're at the end of the deck. And now there's Dark Judas. Dark Judas has 2 HP and 1 attack as well, and he starts with Dark Arts. That could be. I'm not entirely sure what any of these do. Infestation. All right, here's Guppy's starting item. Infestation. Loot 2, then discard a loot card. Okay, so basically you get a free loot card. You get an additional loot card every turn, and which in addition to being able to play it with Guppy means you get 2 loot cards. You can get 3 loot cards at the start of your turn, and it's very easy to snowball with that. That could be fun. All right, Bag of Trash. All right, pay 4 cents. Choose one. Okay, this is the Bag of Trash, by the way. Pay 4 cents, then choose one. You loot 1. Deal 1 damage to a monster or player, or play an additional loot card this turn. So it basically just basically similar to Guppy, but it also has the added benefit of being able to deal damage to a monster or player, and then you can also loot 1, but you have to pay cash to use it. All right, Gimpy. All right, Gimpy. Each time you take damage, choose 1. Okay, so this only works if you take damage. Okay, so it's not an activatable. That makes sense. Each time you take damage, do 1. Gain 2 cents. Gain 2 attack till the end of the turn. Loot 1 to discard a loot card. And again, it's eternal. Ooh. Okay. And then there's Dark Arts. Alright, when anyone rolls a 6, gain 3 cents. Each time another player's dies, roll 2. And that's eternal. And that is the end of the deck. Okay, so that's all of them. Alright, so yeah, I don't know how long that took me to review them all, but basically the premise of this is to add some new replay value to the game, and that's why it comes in a box. I kind of spoiled all of these for you now, so you guys, I mean, that's the whole point, since you're kind of supposed to know what you're doing with this kind of game, but you need to know what all the cards do. Yeah, if you want to pick up this expansion pack for yourself, if you have 4 souls, again, the Binding of Isaac is both on the Studio 71 website and the Nicholas website. I recommend the Nicholas one since it comes with the deck, with the dice set. I don't know how to get that separately. I'll have to figure that out. But basically the dice set. But basically, you use this. You can add this to add new cards to this, and that can be fun. This adds replay value to the game. You can play as more characters. You can attack more. You can use it to attack more people. You can add more monsters to the deck. And that's all it's supposed to do. You add more items to the deck and it adds replay value to the game. And that's all you should really expect from an expansion pack to a card game, especially one where card games are where the cards are kind of supposed to be like you're building a build as you go. That's the kind of card game this is. So having things that add more effects, that's very helpful. But in any case, that's my review. That's my cover of the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls at 4 Souls Plus expansion pack. That's all that she wrote. That's all the cards that are added with the expansion pack. So hopefully you guys are planning on picking this up. I have no idea how long that actually took me to review. We'll have to see in editing, but hopefully I want to say an hour. I'm calling it now. It took me an hour, maybe more, maybe less, but I'm calling it on an hour. So yeah, we'll see how this actually works out. But in any case, I'm looking forward to putting these into my deck and seeing how they work. But for the time being, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, be sure to check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks and my way of saying thanks. So be sure to check those out in the description below as well. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!